So I cut short on because I configured my OBS system for starting and stopping with the number one. So again, when we're talking about volume, what you need to do is, for example, if you change that US gallon into 7,000, if I change that one into 777 US gallons, if you press enter, you get a number on the actual liter. So this is used for bunkering. We're using that one on competence, I think competency 5 on bunkering, using with bunkers and transfers and everything. So Kongsberg is really one of the best things that I have seen so far. So the message log system is just the black box of the system. It records uh, the whole process of the simulator. So it's just a black box. Then the process directory is this one, the panel directory, and one of the key important things is the process overview. The process overview is very important because it links all systems interrelated to each other. Like the freshwater system is interrelated to the seawater, and the electrical system is interrelated to the diesel generator. So everything. The fastest way around here is you just when it blinks, you just click on it, and eventually you go to the stern tube system. If you click back, again you go to the HFODO, then go back, and eventually everything sets in. Okay, so that's a very good way of roaming around the whole engine room using the piping diagram, the process overview. One of the key things that we have found, engineers know how to do things on board, really, but they fail regarding the operation of the whole simulator. So very important is that they have to be very familiar with the simulator to pass specific exercises, and even candidates, students, and everything. They have to be very familiar with the simulator. Once they get the familiarity, they can work on the simulator, try to simulate as much as many possible scenarios that they wanted. So what we have here is a variable page. So the variable page, as you can see, the Kongsberg simulator is very dynamic and very user friendly. You just need to try and experiment with this one. So as you can see, the parts of the simulator is we've already discussed about the process overview. You can click back, you can click forward. So when you're moving modules, for example, you can also do this one. In the seawater system, you can click page down. You wanted to go to the fuel, so specific numbers are being moved based on the module, but not if you lock the program. So what's next? So process overview, seawater. So I will try to discuss regarding basics of the overview. Like for example, M stands for malfunction. That's where we will have a separate discussion because this is very, very critical. Next is you can open the valve, click, close, see, start pumps, stop. Then this module, as I have said, is interlinked with is interrelated to a system. So the freshwater seawater cools the freshwater system. So you can click that specific button, it goes directly to the freshwater system. Click back, it goes back to the seawater system. So as much as possible, you do not need to go to the seawater system. Look around it. Look for it. You just what you need to do is just go back to the seawater system and go directly to the freshwater system. Okay. So that I think that's the fastest way around. And eventually, that's the fastest way around. Okay. Now, one key thing that we always wanted our students to have is called the variable paging system. This variable paging system is very important for especially with investigations. So, what we have seen on the learning process is that candidates are used to looking, like for example, in an indicator panel, they just look on what's the red button, but actually they don't. They forgot the numbers. One typical example is this one. If I go onto the generator, a candidate will always, if you ask them what is the shutdown of a generator, as much as possible, every engine has a different configuration, but the value is there, so they have to know. For example, if I say what is the temperature, what's the temperature because Kongsberg has mapped this one from a MAN B&W engine. It may differ, but eventually they have it. So you have the value name here. You have the current value. That's the current value for the tag. This is the unit, and this is the name. That's the lowest level. That's the low point, and that's the high point. Meaning that the diesel generator one, high temp fresh water temperature inlet for diesel generator has 60 degrees alarm point, low alarm, and a high alarm. So meaning students now will have a brief overview because we have a parameter listing code, a parameter listing. For example, if what are the alarm list, we let our students generate what are the specific alarm list on that specific simulator. So they try to jot down or log what's the high limit of the freshwater system, outlet of the diesel generator, the high limit. So like for example, the expansion tank. Mostly I don't levels not quite, but with pressures and temperatures, I always let them work with that one because it's very important that they have to know the values. Uh, Next is you have alarm page. So the alarm page also is you have the time where the alarm triggered, the tag, the value, the units, the state which is low or high, the group name, and the description. You can click page down for that one. Let's check. So example, if I have an alarm, I will just click on alarm and you will get it. Now, one key thing that you will always remember when using the simulator is there is a page down. So you can look into other parameters to check into, especially when using the full mission simulator. Students get stuck with this one where is that specific alarm because they forgot that there is a page down button on the upper right corner of the simulator. Okay, next. Where am I? Here we go. So it's just the same. The malfunction page. So the malfunction page is where we instructors trigger the malfunction. So you will not see that one into this statement. So this is an instructor view. But during the conduct of examinations, it should be on the reset mode. These words will not be here. I will try to switch this one into, let's check. So as you can see, this is an actual view of an instructor view. Then we will try to switch that one. If I switch that one into instructor mode and go back, process overview, see water system, and you can see that's supposedly how it looks like when a student view. So if you're the student, um, you have to reset that one. The I've already you have to, for example, there are specific ways on how to reset. So I will discuss it. Uh, okay. Now, resetting a malfunction. If that specific, there are three types of resetting a malfunction. There are three texts that will come out. One is to attempt reset passive malfunction, meaning that's the wrong malfunction that you had just, or the component being rectified is incorrect, meaning that's the wrong um, fault that you're trying to reset. Next is attempt to reset active malfunction. Correct malfunction, but as a conflicted operation, meaning, for example, it's never you wanted to rectify that pump, but it's still running. So that's why it said attempt to reset active malfunction. So you have to stop the pump, close down the breaker, close all valves, then you will have this one. If you click that one again, automatically you have a reset active malfunction. Correct malfunction, rectification procedure is okay. So that's basically it. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope you have learned something about it. You can do uh, repeat it and repeat it again. So this is just the first episode of the familiarization. We're just giving you a brief overview of what Kongsberg can really do. And because the only we I'm trying to record this one so that all of my students will be very familiar with the simulator. So when I have a class, it's gonna be a smooth lecture or an exercise. Thank you very much and have a great day.